Hello guys, welcome to Dejene Ethiopia Tours. I am Dejene Hodes, and today I'm gonna be sharing with you guys a very simple tour package that's the most popular for people to when traveling to Ethiopia. That's about a 6-day to 7-day trip up north Ethiopia. We are gonna be starting in Addis Ababa, which is the capital of Ethiopia. That's right in the center and where you're going to be flying in. And then once you get into Addis, we usually have, the day you land, which we won't do much, maybe depending on what time you land. And then the city tour by itself, we could take a few days, but we do usually the Addis Ababa city tour in one day. You get to visit where Lucy is, the oldest fossil, one of the oldest fossils found in Ethiopia. We get to visit the National Palace, the Trinity Church, and then from there we go into other things based on what you're interested in. If you're interested in art, we do art galleries. If you're interested in some kind of hike, we might go up the mountain to Entoto. If you're interested in more city life and stuff, we go to different cafes and stuff like that to get enjoyment, eat at different places. The next day, usually what we do is we fly up northern Ethiopia to an area called Bahir Dar. Bahir Dar is where the largest lake in Ethiopia is, Lake Tana. And on that, usually we also spend about a day and a half, staying at a hotel by the lake usually. And then the next day or that day, depending if we go in the morning, we take a boat trip onto the islands on the lake, and that has about 20 something different islands with monasteries on them that are like 400 years old. Amazing art. The whole church is usually covered with art, biblical art, telling the whole history of the Bible, the different stories in the Bible, the different things that happen in the Bible. So that's their way of teaching, so that they can just show pictures and show the journey of everything that happened in the Bible throughout on the monasteries. Usually we go to 3 to 5 to 6 depending on interest and how much engaged you guys are or interested. Some people like to get back early so that they can sit at the beach and just watch the pelicans and the birds and the fishes and have a nice fresh fish from the market. And then one of the tours that we do would be going up slightly out of the city to tour the previous palace that's set up there. Was Haile Selassie's palace. That's going to be renovated now to be like an amazing 5-star hotel. From there, we drive the next day. We drive to an area called Gondar. Gondar was the capital of Ethiopia for about 200 years. And that's where there's a whole compound of castles like you've never seen before. So start with Fasil Edis, and that's one of the founding kings of Ethiopia, and he built his palace, which is the most grand one. And then from there you get to visit the next descendants and the palaces that they built, about 7 to 8, because a lot of it unfortunately was destroyed by the British when they were trying to get rid of Italy when we were being attacked. But most of it is still there, and you can still get the grandness, the feeling of how grand it is and beautiful it was. So I'm sure the background pictures are showing you some of that, and you really enjoy it. And that will take about half a day from after you land. And then from there, there's small activities that I'm not mentioning in there. We go to dinners at different places. In Gondar, we'll be going to a place called the Four Sisters, where they feed you. They have amazing dinners, and then we have music, dancing with them, with the sisters there, and stuff like that. So it's pretty beautiful and exciting. There's other coffee ceremonies and stuff like that. We will do that. I'm not discussing right now. But from there, in the afternoon, usually the next day, or in the morning the next day, we take about 2.5-hour drive up to the Semi Mountains. That's one of the most beautiful drives that you'll be on, really anywhere. The Semi Mountains is a UNESCO National Park. So it's Ethiopia's national park, but UNESCO has recognized it as being one of the most unique places and a place to be, preserved as a heritage for humanity. On there's the Chilada baboons that you'll see that are amazing, flocking in groups of anywhere from 50 to 200 or so. We take a nice hike up there. We have our lunch up there, picnic, or there's a lodge that we usually would eat at, depending on interest. And up there we spend about 3 hours or so, just hiking, eating, enjoying ourselves with the animals, pictures, the whole thing. And then we drive back to Gondar. From Gondar, we fly to an area called Lalibela, which is a little bit southern from there, but that's 11 churches, each carved out of solid rock, built really to be the second Jerusalem in Ethiopia. The Ethiopian King Lalibela was very interested in Jerusalem and want to make Ethiopia a holy site, obviously, and built 11 churches. Legend goes there's a lot more churches that are interconnected underground. There's a whole lot of stuff to discover when you're there, but Lalibela itself, you get a tour of the 11 churches, each, like I said before, carved out of solid rock into the ground. And from there, based on how long you want to stay, if you want to add another day for hiking, you can. If not, we fly back to Addis, about an hour flight, and then we have our last day in Addis. Usually, again, traditional Ethiopian music, dancing, any shopping, last minute things that we want to do, buying coffee, and also going to the traditional Ethiopian dancing and music. And from there, some people usually go down South Ethiopia for an additional tour, which I'll be discussing in the next episode. But for now, I just wanted to give you a brief description of what you could be doing in 7 to 6 to 8 days. Every day is going to be different, unique, amazing. So I want you guys to make sure you subscribe, because now we're going to do about 6 to 8 days also going down south. That's where the tribes of Ethiopia are, different cultures of Ethiopia. I'll discuss more about that. But I hope you enjoyed this episode. Let me know what you think. If you're interested in coming to Ethiopia, just like, comment below. And thank you very much. See you soon. Bye.